Screen so we can prepare for everything. Okay. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Professor, we're able.
Yes, perfect. Okay, and for the view, because I want to see you. Okay. Okay, so we are 13. Okay. Okay, so we are a little early. I did not expect that there are so many people here. This is good. Let's have coffee together. The topic itself is very, very interesting. And I feel that as if I came 360 degrees, because I started my career as a junior engineer in research and development in Egypt, in one of the military factories, tanks. Yeah, so the number of the factory was 200. So it's very interesting. So for those who are with us, I'd love to get acquaintance. Who is not asleep?
I'm not.
Yes.
We're not, Professor, we're not.
Yes, and Martin, you are not.
Good morning.
Yes. Hi, good morning. Hello, Zainab. How are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you.
Oh, okay. So where are you from? Where are
Egypt.
you? Okay. So are you in Egypt? So are you joining the
No,
lectures?
no, I'm Egyptian, but I'm live in the United States,
Okay. Where in the States?
New York.
Okay. Okay. The windy. Oh, or no, this is Chicago, the windy
Oh,
city.
uh-huh.
Yes.
It's too far.
Yes, I have been to Chicago, but never to New York. This is very interesting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you, Martin, remind us.
I'm in Bulgaria, living in Plovdiv.
Yes, amazing, amazing country. Yes. And
Thank
you,
you,
Abdul
thank you.
Manap?
I'm
Okay. I'm from Egypt. I'm living in Virginia. I'm a
Okay.
professional engineer and project management professional.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. So which engineering strand?
7.
Civil. Okay. I'm a mechanical engineer and also I'm a project management professional. And if you download the new risk management practice guide from the PMI, you will find my name on
Okay.
it because I was the team lead for the development team. So we updated the practice guide and we added, and I wrote uh, the case study that we used uh, along the guide, throughout the guide.
Okay. That's
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of
That's
of
good.
this.
That's good.
Yes.
So
Yes.
excuse me because I am already at work. So I
Yes.
will attend the lecture
The
while
meeting
working.
silent.
So yeah,
Yes.
I'll be
Yes.
muted for a while.
Yes, totally understandable. For everyone who wants to switch off your cameras and mute your mics, it's okay. I know some people attended the lecture, you know, from different places. Maybe the around you there are many people or something like this. We also have a chat capability. So if there is a question or you want to respond to a question that I asked, I encourage you to use the chat. However, we have I believe two or three group exercises where I will divide you into groups and ask you to brainstorm together. So if I don't have enough people, we might make it an open discussion instead of dividing you to groups, although I don't have this capability as well. Okay, Ahmed from the university, I think I don't have all the host capabilities or functionalities. So maybe next time we will see why it doesn't show at my end to divide you into groups and subgroups for discussion. So it's okay. It's okay. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is our first session in research, development, and innovation management. I've been informed that some students asked to have this lecture during the weekend. I personally prefer that we have it during the weekend. So we are shuffling some few things in the timetable, and we will respond to you, but I don't mind having it on Saturday or Sunday. It's okay. This will be preferable. We are not a lot in the meeting, so maybe we can have some introduction. So let me share my screen to show you something. Oh, I was sharing my screen. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, so if you go to our course shell, this is our home, okay? So almost everything will be here, all the announcements. So the way it is structured, we have the forum, and I posted a discussion to introduce yourself. And I believe this is very good exercise to do to introduce yourself for everyone to read. And I ask specifically for specific information, so we can do some statistics that I will share with you, and also it will help when we form groups for your group exercise. So, of course, your name, where are you from? And also...
Excuse me, Prof.
Yes?
I tried to respond to this one, but there is no reply. I cannot reply it.
No, it shows here. You reply.
Yeah, maybe for you, because you are the one who make it. But I'm on it maybe 2 hours ago, yesterday also. There is no reply.
There is no reply function. Okay. Same here. Okay.
Excuse me, there is no reply in the model, but I sent it to you through email to you.
Okay. Okay. I haven't checked my email yet. So okay. So maybe it's something in the setting. That I did not check or something. Okay. So but I think this will be very, very good. So also to state where are you currently and the time zone that you are in. So when we are forming the groups, It will be easier to do it according to time zones. It will, from experience, people in the same time zone or closer, they work better with each other. Also the industry. So you are in, this will be very good, your role, your professional background. And also I love to hear something unique about yourself. So maybe if we cannot do it right now on Moodle, we can do it in real life now. So quickly, your name, where are you now, and something unique about yourself. We can start
Professor?
with you.
Can I start? Can I participate
Yes,
first?
okay, Martin.
I'm
Yes.
Martin. I'm from Bulgaria. I'm pharmacist. Also have a master degree in public health and health management. And this year I graduate from Arizona State University, Master of Science degree at Clinical Research Management. This is my fourth semester with Windsor University in this MBA course. And what else? I'm working in the field of clinical research, in a clinical
Okay.
research company, CRO company, doing different, having different projects with different researchers from phase 1 to phase 3. I love oil painting, trips, car rides, and that's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Martin. I think I remember that you have also some role in research and development.
Yeah.
So yes, so please share with us your insights. So who's next? Who wants? Okay, I have here Nada.
Hi, Dr. Hanan.
Hi.
Actually, me, Ahmed, and Sarah are student affairs officers. So we're
Okay.
here to help you if you face any problem.
Okay, thank you so much. So you
You're
are here.
welcome.
You are entitled to introduce yourself. So for everyone, we have a wonderful support from the university.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, who's next?
Hello,
Who's next? Yes.
Engineer Khaled Abdel Qadir, architect engineer, graduated 2001. I have experience 24 years in construction project, mega project. I work currently as a project control manager in KC.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Who's next? I don't want to call anyone.
I can be next.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ahmed. Go ahead, Ahmed. Ahmed.
No, you may go, Mr. Abdul Munay.
Okay. So I'm Hassan. I go by Abdel here in the United States. I'm
Yes.
professional engineer. I work as a C&T department manager at Froling and Robertson. I graduated 1992. I like motorbikes and playing piano.
Do you have one? Do you have a motorbike?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you play piano? I'm
Yes.
I'm starting classes in piano. I used to play when I was young, and now I'm refreshing myself. Yeah. So maybe who has the artistic talent or hobbies here?
Oil painting, if we can count it.
Yes, of course it counts. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to
Okay.
draw, but digitally, unfortunately.
Oh, we can start. I also take pencil sketching, and actually, we will study this class about the pillars of innovation. So one pillar is the individual, you and me. One pillar is the organization, and one pillar is the nation. Okay, so try to think of creativity and the role of creativity in our lives on the personal level. Okay, so so maybe next time we will also have some introductions because we need to move. And the way I structured the class is that I will talk a little bit about the concept, and then we will have a discussion or maybe a group activity if we can organize you into groups. I will also go through the quizzes. What are the requirements for this class? So I hope that we will spend a wonderful time together. The topic itself is very interesting. It's about research, development, and innovation management. And it's very important. And I don't want to say it's undeniable, because whenever you do give a claim like this, you have to support it with supporting evidence. And we have so many studies that show the importance of research, development, and innovation in business, in technology, and even in our personal lives. And here we have three terminologies or three terms: research, development, innovation. So we need to understand the term first, maybe explore the definitions. You will find in the PDF file that I posted. I also give some references. So if you want to dig deeper, there are so much research. There are so many models for management and so much studies. It's very interesting. One of the words that you might come across a lot is the word systemic or structured. And this is related to the nature of management in general. Whenever you are managing something, you want to have a structured approach to manage this thing. So if we are talking about research, it's a systematic investigation. You have a structured process, how to investigate a topic, how to investigate a problem, how to find a solution. How will you gather information? How will you explore ideas or technologies or methods? So this is very important. It's not that, okay, I'm creative, I want to do this today, and the next day I do something else. No, it's about approaching, finding solutions, finding new ideas in a systematic way. And actually, there was a nice book. I read it many years ago. The title was Finding New Ideas. And the writer is a cartoonist. And he was talking about how organizations can find new ideas. And for you who for example, visited Spain, you know, Sagrada Familia, and familiar with Gaudi's architecture, and how he got inspired by nature, you know. So ideas ideas are all over the place. It's around us, but we need this systematic approach to find this. Okay, this is research. It's about investigation. It's about gathering information. It's about exploring new ideas. How about development? Okay, so we did our research. We got some insights from the research. Now we want to transform it into practical application. So development will bridge the gap between theory or insights to the practical implementation. So again, there is there is approach, a structured approach to this. And there are not only one approach, actually, we have several approaches. So we start by refining these ideas. We have all of these ideas, wonderful ideas. Let's do this, let's do that. We get inspired by the clients and the way they use our products or their needs, or maybe the competitors. But how we implement it, how we transform it. We can create a prototype, we can create a model, or even we can create a product. So we bring ideas to life and we bring products to market. This is the development. How about innovation? I think innovation is the biggest umbrella here. So it's you need to start with research, you need to go into development, and you need to foster innovation and to manage innovation. And of course, you need a huge amount of funds to actualize this. But again, you need this systematic, this structured approach to manage innovation. So we apply research and development so we can create novel products, new products, services. We can improve our processes. Those of you who are familiar with Six Sigma, for example, or lean manufacturing and lean software development or agile, all of these approaches and models and methodologies were created from the innovation management. I'm sorry if you can hear noises. Some people are talking outside. And innovation is important. And I told you there, this bold claim is actually supported by evidence, because so many research and so many studies found that those companies and even those nations who foster innovation culture, they have a competitive advantage. They have a competitive edge. However, not all ideas will be feasible and ready to be commercialized. So again, we will study about commercializing ideas as well. Because today is an introduction, so we will quickly touch these concepts, but in later weeks, we will dig deeper in this. So let's ask a question. Do you think there is a role for research and development in organizational growth? So you can use your own experience. You can or your own knowledge. What do you think? What's the link between research and development and organizational growth?
I think research and development for any company, it's important to get new opportunities for new technology or new goals, not done before.
Not done before. So only for those things that are not done before?
No. Not created before, not found before.
Okay, so it has to be novel?
No, I don't think so. If you have a product that has defects, or you can add to it to make it more usable, more beneficial for the market, that might be a good thing as well.
Yes, I agree with this, and we will learn that there are so many types of innovation. Yes, Ahmed Bushara?
Yes, Prof. I believe research provide data-driven insight to the organizations, and which it will help organizations to grow in a better way. Same
So
apply to innovations. Like continuous research will foster the innovations and identifying new trends, technologies, and methodologies. So there is a better chance for the organization to grow without having a research like a department within the organization.
Yes, Yahya?
So I believe that like for the research and development, it goes both ways. For new products, let us say that the company provides products, so it helps identifying which products is required in the market and launching it. Plus, it helps the earlier products as well by developing the earlier or the older products, and most probably reducing the cost of production or whatever involved in that one, because you are regularly researching production method, different methods, different material, different suppliers, and eventually you reduce your cost and maximize your profits.
So from what I heard from you is that research and development play an actual role in organizational growth, whether coming up with new ideas, new products, penetrating new markets, or improving what we have. And we will learn that innovation actually has several types. The article that I shared with you on Moodle, the author listed 61 types of innovation. And I believe he started this article with less than 61, and he added more and more to this list. And we will find, okay, there are several approaches here. So R&D can help us to enhance the quality of existing product. Or maybe we can, one of you said data driven. So maybe we have some data about new conditions in the market. So how we can adapt to these changing conditions. How can we stay relevant and produce new products? And sometimes we have an idea for a product, but we don't have enough data to confirm whether the customers will like it or not. I always like to use the Walkman example. So those of you who are my generation, did you have Walkmans?
Definitely.
So, okay, I don't know about you, but when my father brought me a Walkman, he was in Saudi Arabia for Umrah, and of course he got me a present Walkman. And I was extremely happy. I think I have never been happier in my life. The idea of having your music, your own music with you everywhere. Of course, my mom, she was not happy because I was wearing my headphones all the time. But when Sony had this idea for the Walkman, actually some engineers and some executives in the company opposed the idea, because why we do this? We have our stable products in the market. We don't have enough data whether the customers will like the idea of a small portable device with headphones. But some executives were risk takers, and they said, no, we will try it and we will launch it. So some of the innovations will be data driven. You have enough data to back the idea, and some innovations will be a huge risk for the organization. And again, we will learn this. Also, research and development can help with cost efficiency, improving our processes. So there are so many aspects that the organization can utilize research and development in. And I remember those of you who were here early before we started the class, I was saying that I came 360 because I started my my career as a junior mechanical engineer in a military factory in Egypt in research and development. And our task was to find some products that we can use our existing machines to produce. We were producing tanks, cutting armored steel, 2 centimeters thickness. So finding these products so that we can utilize our machines and our production line, and at the same time will support and help with, the operations that we support. So I talked briefly about types of innovations. As I said, there are so many types, there are so many studies, so many scholars have different approaches, but I wanted to focus on the basics. So for example, here is an example of 10 types of innovation. So whether we innovate a new experience to support the, service, a new service to support the experience of our customer, or maybe craft a new channel to communicate with our customers and offer our services and products to our customers. Or we innovate something in the brand, how we represent our brand. Also innovation in how we communicate or engage with our customers. We have also innovations related to configuration, how we make money. So we can create a new profit model, and we will have some examples later about on how companies utilize their existing infrastructure to create new stream of revenues. Think of subscription, for example, paying or software as a service. So renting your facilities. I have a friend here in Canada, and her father had a castle in Scotland, and it was run down. It needed huge amount of money for renovation and things like that. And he had a brilliant idea, is actually to offer adventures and people who are feeling bored in their lives to come and help us renovate the castle, and they were paying him money to stay and also working on the renovation themselves. So that's a brilliant, innovative profit model. New networks, connections with others and creating value, new structures, new processes or improving existing processes. So these are 10 types, for example. So how can we categorize innovation? As I said, there are several approaches, and each scholar studied and they created a conceptual framework for their approach. This is one of the oldest ones. So the complexity of the technology and the willingness of the market. So if we have an existing market, we are not introducing our products in a new market or to a new customer segment. And the technology we are using is not that much complex, at least for us, because we are very, very accustomed to the technology. You will find the innovation is incremental. So the more we move into new markets and new technology, the more the change will be interesting. So we go to disruptive. So we are introducing something new. The technology, we are not that much familiar with it. There is some sort of experimentation until we reach radical innovation. Everything is new. The technology is new. The market is new. The people who are guiding this innovation could be also new, or sometimes from a different industry. So they come with new perspectives, new ideas, and we go into radical innovation. So I cannot say that radical innovation is better than incremental innovation, because it depends on the context. There are certain times when incremental innovation is needed, and there are times when you want to do something radical. So incremental innovation, it's obvious from the word itself. You do increments, so small steps, but it's continuous, ongoing. And of course, the Japanese are known for this incremental innovation. If you are aware of Kaizen, for example, it's all about improving, you know, a small percentage, a very, very tiny percentage, but continuously. And we know, and we need this. Okay. I don't know why my internet is keep telling me that I'm not connected. So I hope that I'm connected. So would you give me a thumbs up if there's no interruptions? Okay, perfect. Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, perfect. So what are the characteristics of incremental innovation? Again, small scale, small steps, continuous improvement, and low risk. This is very, very important, you know. So when we invest in incremental innovation, we are not risking too much funds or effort or time. And most of the time it's customer driven. So the customer will tell you, okay, do you have another color for this product? So, okay, maybe we can add a new color, or we can change a few things. So for disruptive innovation, again, from the word itself, disruptive, it means that it's huge, it's a breakthrough, it's a groundbreaking changes. We are creating maybe a new product, but with the existing technology, remember, a new market, but again, not so much new. We are introducing new products, affordable solutions, to disrupt some industries. But it is initially overlooked because the investment is huge in this type of innovation. Why? Because it's higher risk. Like the idea for the Sony Walkman, some executives actually, they said, no, this is higher, you know, a high risk. Let's start something small, or let's overlook this idea altogether. So these are the main two, and I also included this in your handout. So the degree of change, the risk level, the impact on the market, and also the time horizon. You know, so in disruptive innovations, it's long term. You need to invest more time to come up with the new product, and also to introduce it to the market and go through the product life cycle. Also, the focus of the customer, in incremental innovation, the customers are speaking out. We want this. Can I have this? But in disruptive innovations, you will not find 90% of your customers are asking for this. You might find a voice or two asking for this. I gave you here some examples. So any cell phone upgrades, for example, it will go through different upgrades until they come up with a totally new ideas. Also in automotive, you will find several versions of the same model with very, very tiny improvement until they come up with a totally new ideas or something new. But when Netflix came, for example, that was a disrupting to the traditional media. The iPod, for example, the Walkman, so the digital cameras. So all of these are examples of disruptive innovations. So I'm not sure if I can divide you into groups. So Ahmed or Nada, is there a capability that we can divide? Because I cannot find this. Okay.
We'll check that and get back to you right away.
Okay. For the time being, I want you to think of examples of incremental innovation and examples of disruptive innovations. Anything that comes to your mind, maybe something that you did at work.
I have something in mind for incremental innovation, but I don't know if it is fit on it or not.
Yes, share it.
For the upgrading of iOS, for example, they started with, for example, 17, then after a while, 17.1, then they discover some defects or some malfunction. So they make upgrade for 17.3 and go on, so forth, till they reach it that they are okay now. This is one example. I don't know if it is fit incremental innovation or not.
No, actually, it fits incremental innovation. So, and this is in any software, you will find that version 2.1, 2.2, 2.5, and then they will go to 3, where it's totally, or maybe they will introduce a totally new application. Any other examples? Yes? Yes, Ahmed Bushara?
Yes, Prof. For example, Coca-Cola. They was introduced like an incremental innovations in their key products. They add key flavoring to the products, and it was a really classic example of enhancing an existing products to attract new customers.
So Coca-Cola as a company, they have so many products.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, they have their flagship, the most stable one, the Coca-Cola itself, the black poisonous liquid. Do they change this one?
No, it is an existing product, but
Yeah.
they add a flavor, a new flavor called cherry flavors to the existing product. So they enhance the product quality to attract new customers.
Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking of the basic Coca-Cola liquids. I don't think they change the flavor. Actually, they maintain the flavor. They even maintain the old shape of the bottle and the logo. It's the same old logo. But for example, they introduced Diet Coca-Cola. or Coca-Cola Zero or something like this. So again, they are changing a little bit, but they are keeping the main one. I think this is incremental. Although they are introducing a new product, technically a new product, but if they are introducing like orange flavor or lemon flavor or something like this, I think this might be, we can consider it disruptive, although it's not that much disruptive. So what do you think? Yes.
Yes, Prof, you're 100% correct and right. Yes, yes. Like they invented the like zero sugar Coca-Cola products, so it's considered incremental innovation. Thank you.
Because it's the amount of change. Okay, we have here an example. Buying online, e-commerce. Yeah, I like this. But have you heard about catalog buying? Catalog buying. So back in the day in Europe and in the States, I'm not sure in the Middle East if we had this, but companies actually printed catalogs with their products, and customers received these catalogs by mail, and they chose and they gave instructions to the company, and they sent like MoneyGrams or checks or something like this with the model and the product that they want, and the company prepared it and sent it via mail. So that was existing, it was there, but when the .com bubble came, so they started with Amazon, and actually before Amazon, there were some other companies who started this e-commerce. But again, it became the norm. But at that time, it was disruptive. It was disruptive. What else do we have? Google service. What do you mean, Ahmed Rashaida? Google services. Okay, Gmail and
yeah. For Google, before they was using for searching. Okay, after that they adding the email. Okay, and they adding more services like the maps, Google Earth, and these things.
The innovation in Google is very interesting because they have a model of acquiring services. So they started as a search, and actually the disruptive innovation here is to have a copy of everything on the internet on local services, and they started a search on local services. So the search is much more efficient. Before Google, we had all the web. Yahoo also was there, but they were doing the search on the existing websites. But for Google, the idea was, okay, I'll make a copy of everything on the web. I will search this local copy, and the search will be much more efficient. Later, they said, okay, why don't we start incorporating other services? Yeah. Okay, what do we have here? Electrical cars, yes. This is what? This is disruptive innovation, yes. Although the innovation itself was there. So the electrical cars, the idea itself and even the design was there for tens and probably hundreds of years. But the commercialization, that was the real disruption. and we will talk about this. The communication apps, yes, yes. Medical devices, there are so much innovation in the medical and healthcare. Kareem and Uber, yes, these are disruptive innovations. Yes. So we can see that, okay, we can feel which innovations are incremental and which are disruptive. But again, whatever the type of innovation, we need to manage it. So again, the structure approach, the systematic process. So how can we take a new idea and then take it all the way until it becomes a profitable product to the market? So there are so many activities that we need to coordinate. And there are several key concepts. Again, I will go, at high level, because we will tackle these concepts again later. So when we say innovation management, we need to think of the research itself, how we will research, how we will gather information. Do we need a lab? What's the amount of funds or investment that we need to inject into this? What are the opportunities? That's why I said even the country or the nation that the company is in plays a role, a big role. Some companies, some countries will give you tax breaks, will give you specific funds or special funds. The role of the leadership here, the cooperation and coordination, the communication, how we will measure the progress of innovation. All of these are so many aspects. So we have, again, still we are talking about innovation. So we have different models. For example, open innovation. Have you heard about the open source? Open source?
Yes.
Yeah, what is this?
It's an IT, what for my best knowledge, it's some programs, it's not protected by rights, and it's open for develop new programs based on it, such as Windows. They are giving the opportunity to the developer to produce their application based on the environment of Microsoft, for example.
Mm-hmm. The idea of openness, it's not only in IT. There are, for example, on LinkedIn now, someone will ask a question, or even LinkedIn themselves, they will post a question and they will ask professionals to give their opinion. And sometimes they will reach out to professionals who their profile shows that they have some sort of expertise in this field, and they will ask them questions. So I'm giving my opinion. The forums, Reddit, for example, this is an open source for advice and for opinion and for exchanging ideas. GitHub, those of you who are in IT, this is an open source for codes. My son, for example, he posts his tutorials and codes and tinkering on GitHub, available for everyone to use. And at the same time, he searches what the other programmers did, and he used these sources. So the open innovation is be open to external and internal ideas. We have some sort of collaboration. And Procter & Gamble, they created a program, they call it Connect and Develop. But again, this is led by a specific company. We will create an open innovation model to our company. So we will involve our consumers. We will involve our retirees, the employees who retired. They might have some ideas. We will involve independent entrepreneurs. Of course, the government will be included, trade partners, even the virtual networks, the social media. All of this to come up with ideas, internal and external, and amalgamate all of this. But again, it's led by a specific entity or company. We have something bigger, the innovation ecosystem. And the selection of the word ecosystem, and even sometimes we say the business ecosystem. So the ecosystem in general is a system that has different components, different players, and the interactions are developed organically. So it's not structured. It's not. There is no much intervention. It's different than the open innovation. There is some sort of approach. Okay, we will create these platforms, but in the ecosystem, these components are actually existing in the system, but it's about the interaction of this. And here is very interesting. So we have the traditional innovation supply chain. You will see that all of these components are stacked. The customers will tell about a problem to the retailer or the distributor. They will contact the company. The company will start, addressing the issue, or maybe talking to the supplier to change the material or something like this. But in the innovation ecosystem, it's not only about your company, it's the other companies. It's not about even your customers, it's all the customers in the ecosystem. It's not about your own suppliers, it's all about the other suppliers. So again, and the interactions are organically, it's not forced, it's not structured, it's not directed. We talked about disruptive innovation. So this is a model, and the issue with disruptive innovation is that it's a high risk. So not all the organizations can take disruptive innovation seriously, especially if they are well established in the market. We have also another model. So if the technology is pushing the innovation to the market, or the market is dictating what the customers need, so the company has to respond. In some innovations, we need both. For example, the commercialization of AI, that was both. The technology itself was becoming very, very prominent. For example, in a company I'm working with, we use machine learning in translation, and we have well-established software since 2007. So AI and machine learning are not new concepts. No, they were very, very well established, but the commercialization made it available to customers. And once the customers or the market showed huge interest, there are so many applications and software powered by AI. The response was huge. Also, here's another concept or another model, the innovation funnel. because we can generate so many ideas, and we will talk about tools that we can use. For example, brainstorming. Imagine that the 30 people here in this in this session, and we say, okay, let's create a bucket list of adventurous experiences that we can do. How many ideas do you think that we can come up with? I think in the hundreds. In the hundreds, all of us, we have different ideas, different places that we went to, different activities that we either we did or we want to do. And if we put all of this in one bucket, we will have 100 ideas. Okay, out of these 100 ideas, let's select the most feasible ones. So we need this funnel. So we start with, okay, what's the problem? So this is, for example, a innovation funnel for a council or a governmental agency, actually. So we have a plan, and there are goals we want to accomplish. There are problems that we want to solve, and we start collecting ideas. So people are giving us ideas, and we need to help them to give us their ideas. Remember the recommendation box, for example, in our organizations, you know, or anonymous platform, so people can complain and give some ideas or something. So we collect all these ideas, and we start with a huge number of ideas. Then we need to review these ideas. We need to categorize these ideas. We need to select the best categories or themes that can fit our plan. We need to study it more, to research it more, until we go with one or two ideas that we actually will invest time and money in it. And innovation needs a culture to support. It needs an environment to foster creativity, risk-taking. You know, this is very important. So we need leadership that are not afraid to take risks, and they are willing to support their people, to create the system, to create the environment for them, and also to reward good ideas. To encourage cross-functional collaboration instead of working in silos. No, we communicate, we collaborate. So I identify 3 pillars here. The first one is the individual, the people that work in this organization. The second one is the organization itself. Do we have the organizational culture that supports innovation or not? The third one is the nation itself. Are we in a country or a nation that supports innovation or not? And here I want to share with you a model that's very, very interesting, and I find myself sharing it a lot. It's Hofstede national culture. So Gret Hofstede, he was a sociologist, and he found that there are differences between different nations. And the culture of the nation actually can shape how organizations behave and how individuals inside these organizations behave. So I'll give you an example. So the Southern Korean airlines had horrific accidents. And the executive there, they decided to hire. Okay, let me finish this story and I will give you a 10 minutes break, or 5 minutes break. So the executive in the airline, the South Korean airline, decided to hire a team of consultants. They happened to come from the States, the United States, to study the reasons why they have all these accidents, horrific accidents. So the consultants listened to the conversation between the pilot and the co-pilot. And the conversation went something like this. The co-pilot, sir, I think there is ice accumulating on the left wing. The pilot, I don't see any ice. After a long time and turbulence and problems, the co-pilot, sir, the amount of ice accumulated on the wing is higher, or increasing. The pilot, no, I don't see any ice. The co-pilot spoke again for the third time, and the pilot dismissed this input. And the co-pilot was saying, I think I see, so very unsure language. And they studied the nation culture, and they found a huge power distance. So, for example, if I'm employee, I cannot go to my manager and say, okay, this is something that I found, or I believe we should do this or do that, and the managers will not accept inputs like this, and the decision is taken solely by the manager or something like this. So those consultants said, no, the discussion should be direct. The inputs from the co-pilot should be direct. The pilot should not dismiss the inputs of the co-pilot. And they found that these nation differences play a huge role in the innovation culture as well. So these are the dimensions. Power distance, so level of acceptance of an unequal power distribution. It's in the society, but it is reflected in the organizations as well. So for example, if you are expatriate in the Gulf states, one of the Gulf states, the citizen has power more than the expatriate, even if the expatriate holds a high position in the organization. Another dimension is collectivism versus individualism. So extent of which member of a culture prioritize their individual goals over the goals of the group. One of the common examples, why did you study medicine? Oh, because in my family, if you are a good student, you either study medicine or engineering. But you know what? I wanted to study music, but they said, oh, you will not be able to make a living. Another dimension, uncertainty avoidance index. And this plays a huge role in innovation culture. So it's the desire to accept or avoid the unknown, the uncertain, risk-taking. Femininity and masculinity, and here we don't talk about genders, we talk about characteristics. So there are certain characteristics that are attributed to masculinity, like ambition, power, to go after it. And some characteristics are attributed to the feminine side, which caring, nurturing. So again, there is a huge distinctive line. So, for example, in the Middle East, most of people who work in the social and nursing careers, for example, are women. Why? Because they have the feminine characteristic. Or for example, most of the teachers, especially for kindergarten, are women. So again, there is a huge differentiation between feminine and masculine attributes. Long-term orientation, strategic planning versus short-term planning, restraint versus indulgence, so extent to which people try to control their desires or impulses. That's why, for example, you will find nations like the United States, they have people are declaring themselves as shopaholic. We shop a lot. we indulge in buying things. Some people, they go into bars every day, for example, or we have the food portions huge or something like this. So these are the dimensions that can impact the organization itself. The organization, again, there are certain attributes: adaptability, where you put your focus, internal or external. How about your mission? How you articulate your goals? What are the core values here? Do you empower your employees or not? So all of these are aspects that can impact the innovation culture. And for the individual, remember when we were talking about early in this class about the creativity and the music and the drawing and things like that. It's not only about hobbies per se, but it's about your ability as an individual to ask questions, to use your intuition, to cooperate with others, to come up with new ideas, to accept a new idea. So any questions so far? Any question?
No
okay.
question from my side, Professor.
Okay. Okay. Am I going too fast? Am I talking too much? Because it's our first
For me,
class.
totally
I
fine.
need your feedback.
No, Professor, but it's too much in one time. Too much information in one session.
Okay. You should read before class. This is one thing. The other thing is that we will revisit these concepts again. So don't worry. And of course, we will introduce new concepts. So I encourage you to read the material before class, and also go through the presentation. And remember your quiz. Don't work on your quiz unless you study. The quiz is easy, but you have one chance to do it. So the exercise I designed is that I want you to go into groups and select a company and analyze its innovation culture. I'm not sure if we can do this. So what do you think, Ahmed and Nada? Can we do the groups? I don't think we have a solution for this. So maybe next time. So I will share with you some examples of companies, and we can do it together. And you can even okay. So this is a tool. Let me share it with you on the chat. If you can see it, this is the link. It's a tool that we can apply Hofstede model. So, for example, here, one of the companies that has low innovation culture was Nokia. Although Nokia was a big name back in the day, but it became stagnant. And it started to have a low innovation culture. So Nokia originally originated in Finland. So it was once a global leader in mobile phones, but again, failed to innovate quickly to respond to the market changes enough like other companies. One of the companies also very similar, BlackBerry, here in Canada. So I have seen the downfall of BlackBerry. So when I immigrated to Canada more than 15 years ago, I was using BlackBerry all the time. That was my favorite. So after Nokia, I moved to BlackBerry. And I have seen the culture of the Canadian culture and how it doesn't foster innovation that much, and the downfall of BlackBerry. The mid-range innovation culture is Toyota. Most of the time, they focus on incremental innovation. They are not market leaders in specific products. So they did not introduce new products, but they are very good in the mid-range innovation culture. The high innovation culture is Siemens from Germany. So they introduced new tools, new automation applications, in renewable energy. So let's see these countries: Finland, Japan, and Germany. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes,
we
we
can
can
see
see.
your screen now.
Okay,
Very clear.
so Japan and Germany. Okay, so we have here Finland in orange, Germany in gray, and Japan in blue. So can you see here the power distance? Japan is so high. So there is a power distance between employees and their managers. So the leadership, it's coming top down. Here in Germany and Finland, they are in the mid-range. So they are in very close. Here in individualism, they are very high. It's about you and what you can accomplish. Okay. Here in motivation towards achievement and success, Japan is very high. We want to succeed. Finland, it's very low. And actually, this is something they find in some European countries and Scandinavian countries, sorry, because the government facilitate life to an extent that people lose their ambition. That's why they have high rates of suicide. Uncertainty avoidance. See Japan, very high. They do something when they are extremely confident. Long-term orientation, Japan is very high. Indulgence, Finland is very high. So we can have a discussion on how these national cultures impacted these companies. We can also think of the organization itself, okay, in terms of customer focus, their core values, their empowerment. So these are three different case studies, and also the individual itself. So the individual might be linked to the national, because it's as if it's a pool and you are picking talented individuals to your company. So again, this might impact the innovation in your company. So I want you to think of your existing company that you work in and see, you can use even these tools to analyze your company. Okay, if I give this chart to the individuals in my company, where they will score high, where they will score low. Okay, maybe we have some issue with the collaboration. Maybe we have some issues with the inquisition, exploring ideas, asking questions. Also the organization itself, how the organization culture impact innovation functions in our organization, and also the nation we are in. So someone works for Microsoft US might experience a different innovation culture if they are working in Microsoft Middle East. So for example, in the Middle East, it's about the status quo. They don't change. Maybe they don't come up with new ideas. But in the US, they have more new ideas, and they will give these ideas to the other branches or the other regions. Okay, let's continue. I know that I said I will give you a break, but let's continue because I want to cover at least these highlights. Very, very important component in the innovation management is the intellectual property. And we will talk in detail about the intellectual property and the different models and the different laws and regulations and all of this. So it's not enough to come up with a new idea and create a product. You need to protect the effort, the money, the intellectual property of this. So we have different regulations and laws for this. And I was involved in some of these functions because we work in scientific communication. So we have copyrights. We have some trademarks, not patent. I have never worked in patent, but I worked in trademarks and copyright. So these are tools available to the organization to protect their intellectual property, and it's a legal protection. And companies use these laws and regulations as a new stream of revenue. Some startups, they start as a startup to be sold. So from day one, they are thinking, okay, can I create a startup or a company or a product? And I take it all the way until it's attractive to one of the big players to acquire. That's a business model. It's a valid business model, and people do this. Also, for example, IBM, they license their patents. Those companies who have software, they rent their applications and their software. So even the intellectual property, it's not only to protect what you created, but also to generate some income stream. We have another concept, design thinking. So how you create an approach focusing on understanding your user, how they use your product, and go step by step until you create a prototype or minimum viable product, if you are familiar with this concept, and how you will test it. And also because it's management, it's innovation management, it's a research, development, and innovation management, and there is no management system without metrics and key performance indicators, because you need to measure your processes for research, for development, for innovation. So we have different ways, and we will talk about this also later. I want to spend some time here on types of key performance indicators. So from your experience, what key performance indicators do you use at work? So you don't use key performance indicators?
It differs based on the field. So
yes, I want
generally,
you to share what you use. Yeah.
like I have worked before as a project manager. I have worked as a quality manager sometimes. So for instance, the KPIs for quality basically is the number of NCRs which we received compared to the total number of submissions which we do. For project manager, it could be the labor norms or the productivity rates for the labors for production. Like it depends on the occupation and on the field as well.
So what are some of the key performance indicators that might be common in almost all fields or contexts?
Sales numbers.
Excuse me?
I was going to say sales numbers. Actually, I work in automotive dealership, and sales obviously is the biggest indicator for performance. Customer service satisfaction also is a good indicator. Gross, yeah.
So these are business related indicators. I think Yahya was talking about process indicators, right? Yeah. So we
yes.
What else? What comes to your mind when we talk about key performance indicators?
Utilization.
Yeah.
Authorization.
Utilization.
Utilization.
Yes.
What do you mean?
In my business, we provide engineering services. So utilization means how many hours have we provided to the customers. Total hours performed, because each hour is money earned. So let's say everyone has a utilization target. Like a manager should have a less utilization time or billable time. The smaller in rank you go, the higher utilization it should be. So.
We have here in the chat also profits, so key performance indicators related to profit, customer satisfaction, and repeated customers. So we can see here that almost all of us use some sort of performance indicators, and from the performance indicators we have key performance indicators. So and there are so many types for performance indicators. So we might find indicators related to the process itself. So we measure the efficiency, the productivity of the processes. Also input indicators. So maybe the assets, the resources, the financial funding. And also we have output indicators. So this, we are measuring the results of our processes. We have another way to do it also, leading indicators and lagging indicators. So we measure the activity that have a significant impact on the performance. So we provide the inputs and then we measure the impact. Lagging, we measure the success or failure of this. We have some key performance indicators are qualitative and some are quantitative. So what's the difference Do we need qualitative indicators? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes, if applicable.
If applicable.
I could think of some example, like in project management, there is the CPI and SPI. So CPI basically is a quantitative indicator. SPI is a qualitative indicator because it measures time, but CPI, it measures cost. It tells you how much revenue or how much are you spending for each dollar you are earning. So this is the example which I can think of.
Yeah, but I think the formula for the SPI is also related to the earned value, and the earned value is money at the end of the day.
Yes, but it translates into time. So eventually the resultant, the output of it is like an indicator for the time spent on the project against what was planned to be spent. Yes,
So
eventually
time,
everything
okay, so
it translates
time
into
is
money eventually, yes.
So time is qualitative?
Depends on the nature of the project. Sometimes some projects time is not the key factor in it. So in that instance, it could be treated as a qualitative matter. But eventually, yes, now once you discuss it, Doctor, yes, I think it's not qualitative, yes.
Well, the way I see quantitative and qualitative is about subjectivity and objectivity. So qualitative indicators are subjective. It's your opinion. Yes, we try to quantify it, like giving, for example, 5-level Likert scale. How do you like our service? I like it so much. I don't like it. I like it. I don't like it. Something like this. So again, it depends on your opinion, your perspective, what you prefer. It's subjective. Quantitative is something that you can measure. So most of the time, qualitative, yes, we will have some tools to measure it, but still subjective. Even if we have numbers, but these numbers are not quantitative, it's still qualitative. And I think you will have to think of this when you work on your research. For example, if you have access to a database of 200,000 inputs, this might be quantitative. But qualitative, if I have a small sample, like 30 people, they are giving me their opinions. Yes, I might say 90% of my sample said blah, 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 but it's still, because it's too small, it's still qualitative. So it's about subjective and objective. So we have here qualitative, like company reputation at the market. Yes, although financial or professionals, they try to quantify reputation because, again, you will have intangible assets and you need to quantify it, but still qualitative, as you said. Yes, qualitative. Intangible, qualitative, subjective, opinion. And we need to have both. We need to have a qualitative and a quantitative at the same time, because sometimes we need to describe something. We need to learn the opinion. We need to learn the perspective. But depending on qualitative indicators only might be a mistake. We need to balance it with quantitative. Unless we are doing a radical innovation and we are more into risk-taking, and we are willing to take the risk, even if we don't have quantitative indicators to support this. So I like to talk about performance indicators because no matter what is your field or what is your organization, you will come across some of these indicators. So now I want you to think of, are the performance indicators we are using encourages innovation or not? What do you think? Think of your actual work now. The type of indicators that you are using, are they building innovation? Yes.
Can we apply what we are talking about to be applied on the performance of the people themselves? For example, we have an indicator in our organization based on the performance of the people themselves, the performance and the productivity of the people to be how it will be applied, not concentrating on the activity itself, how it will be as a performance, as an indicator. What do you think of that?
So you have performance indicators related to the people, or you don't have performance indicators?
Yes, we have to the people, related to the people, yes.
Okay, what are you
we
measuring?
have related to the people, measuring the cooperation.
Measuring the what?
One category. Hello, yes. Are you are hearing me, doctor?
I think the voice cracks, so
Yes, sorry,
I
doctor. Yes. Okay. Based on the category of the employee, each one has his own category. For example, we have a category of indicator to evaluate the labels. Senior management, different category of different indicator. Medium engineers or whatever the classification of the employee, we have different indicator to evaluate the performance for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So again, do you think these indicators, whatever the level of the employee, these indicators encourage them to innovate, to find solutions to problems, or to maintain the status quo?
Both of them, because we open a space to discussion. Already everyone evaluated, he receiving the evaluation for himself and we see how his boss evaluate him, and we give him a chance to discuss with him and to complain if he feeling he is not given the right of the fair evaluation. It's some kind of appraisal. We are doing it every year, and will be as a record for everyone, started from the top management to the medium management level up to the lower level.
Okay,
so it is a full program of yeah.
So if I'm doing my job and the output indicators are very good and I get very good performance appraisal, there is no reason to come up with a new idea or write a new recommendation or recommend something. Yes, Rafat. Yes, Rafat.
It's Rafat. Generally, I will speak generally, then I will tell you my opinion. Generally, KPI, it's not designed to just put a numbers to make a nice presentation. It's key performance index, which is giving us a signal where we are. Are we on the right path or we are in the wrong direction. So it's not a matter of just getting numbers or ideas. For example, if we take the highest level of the organization, return of investment KPI, it's tell us that the organization going on the strategic plans from the beginning, put or not. So it gives us idea if we are in the right direction, but we are moving slowly. We need to increase our pace. Also, if we are in the wrong direction, we need to find out how to return back, or to give us indication, we have to get the bad solution to close the organization, which is sometimes is a feasible one.
Yeah.
This is generally. For your question, it is related to the environment, the culture, which the company in. Yes, sir, I believe he trying to, from my understanding, to illustrate that sometimes the KPI are deceiving. I'm doing it just to take a promotion, just to take the bonus, the yearly bonus. It's depend where the company located, what is the culture of the company, and the degree of taking risks, because innovation at the end is a risk. It's calculated risk, yes, for the mature companies or mature organization. So it's both way. Sometimes it is encourage people to innovate, not only a product. Sometimes the innovation is a process to find out how to make another process, make our service or product more feasible or more successful. This is in what I understood from all of this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. The idea here is that if we are going to design a system to foster innovation, we need to include the right KPIs that can encourage this innovation, that can encourage this research. I will share with you one of a personal story quickly. On a production line, and we were assembling some device, and we found in the quality control that we have so much defects. And my idea was to generate to make like a jig, so the workers, they can use it, so it can minimize this deviation between workers, and it's standardized. So without taking the permission of anyone, I went to the workshop for the prototypes, and I communicated this with not the engineers in the workshop, but actually the carpenter. And we created something, and in one meeting, I took my prototype of this jig, or this minimal viable product in the terms of IT, and I showed them. And I was extremely happy of what I did and what I thought. And the department head at that time asked me, "Who asked you to do this?" And I said, "No one. I have a problem, or I identified a problem, and I created a solution, and it didn't cost anything." And he was so angry because he did not give the permission for this. So when I became a manager myself, I created a performance indicator related to how many new ideas you came up with, and how many of these new ideas were actually implemented. And because sometimes the managers steal the ideas of the employees, I made the performance indicator for the managers. How many ideas came from your department, not from you, from your department. So the idea here is that if you are creating a management system for innovation, you need to embed some performance indicators to encourage people to take risks. or to question or to think of new ideas. And of course, the biggest challenge is to link it to the reward. So I hope that we cover this, and we will talk about what type of key performance indicators and examples of this. And I remember okay. You were talking about risk and calculated risks and this is very, very important aspect of research, development, and innovation management, risk management. Innovation per se has a risk. So again, when you are creating this management system, do you have the functions for risk management? How do you manage risks? How do you identify risks? How do you balance risks with return on investment? How will you measure risks? And we will have a chapter on risk management and how we will do this. And of course, from your experience and from your work, you can think of, what you actually do and how you can implement it. So do you have any questions? I know that we talked about so many things, but again, we will talk about these things again. This is just an introduction, and we will dig deeper in each one of these concepts. So any question? Okay, so what I want actually you to do is try to implement the 3 pillars of innovation culture to your company. So we talked about the individual. You don't need to go to your team. If you have the capacity to do it with your team, this will be amazing. So maybe we will talk about this next time. But you can do it on your own. You can assess yourself. You can assess your team. You can assess as individuals and see, do you have the individuals who will help you to create this innovative or innovation culture or not? You can use the second tool to assess the whole organization. Where are we? And also think of the country you are in and the impact of the nation's culture on your organization, and does this nation culture help organizations, to create the innovation culture or not? I think this will be a very, very interesting exercise. I wish that we can do it now, maybe next time when we figure out the teams. Also, I want you to think of the type of key performance indicators. Do you have performance indicators embedded in your system that can foster innovation culture or not? And to what degree? So you have the, okay, let me share, okay, the Moodle, okay. So on Moodle, in week 1, you have the lecture, you have the slides for the lecture, and also you have the PDF. I tried not to make a lot of reading and divide it. Also, you have the article for the 61 types of innovation examples in business and work. This is a nice read. Also, you have the quiz. So although the quiz is open for 1 week, but you have 1 attempt. So please go read your material, go through the slides, and try the quiz. So for this course, we have, every week we have a quiz. And we have an individual. Okay, where is the outline? Yes, here. So we have we have weekly quizzes, so altogether equals to 30%. These quizzes have no tricks. They are direct from your material. So if you read your material, you will answer it. And also there is an individual assignment. This is a case study analysis and innovation project proposal. So think of a problem that you are facing at work, or something that you want to create or something, and you need to analyze it and submit a project proposal, because all of these innovations will be translated into projects. Okay. And also I will divide you into groups, and you will create a strategy for an organization, a research development and innovation strategy for an organization. I will try, usually I try to select companies that are listed in the stock market, because they have a lot of information available to the public. So you can actually get access to a lot of information that can help you assess the organization and create a RDI strategy for that organization. There is no specific book except the one on Connect when we talk about the mechanics of the research, business research. We are not covering the whole book, just the snippets from the book, and I will tell you about it. There are other books if you want to read more on this subject, but I believe the handouts will be enough for you. So before we leave, any question?
Excuse me, the
Yes.
quiz is still not available in the Moodle.
Yes, it will be available at 10 p.m. And this
will be for group or individual?
No, this is individual. The quizzes are individual. Yeah, so if you go to week 1, it will be available at 10:52 p.m.
In which time zone?
EST. All the time zones are EST.
Eastern time, United States. It's actually 1:15 right now. So,
Yeah.
it has been posted already, or it's going to 10 p.m. Is that what you said?
No, it will be open at almost 11 p.m.
Oh,
today.
11 p.m.
So
Okay.
in 10 hours. Yeah, in 10 hours. Yeah. And the reason I wanted to make it 11, but when it gave me 10:52, I said, okay, close enough. Because I want to give you enough time to attend the lecture. For those who did not attend the lecture, I know some people emailed me that they have other obligations. They will have time to review the lecture or review the slides or the documents, and also it is open for a week, so you don't need to take it today. It's open for a week, but you have only one attempt.
This is the point, Doctor. That's enough for the final exam. If you want attempt, give us some break, Doctor. Be mercy with us. We are just trying to take our first step in something. For me, maybe I take it in context of my life, but this is the first time to take it academically. So give us a break, Doctor. Make it 2 attempts.
2 attempts. Okay. 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 I will change the settings to 2 attempts. So,
And
Thank
but
you,
Dr.
Dr.
Please,
Thank
I
you.
would appreciate I would appreciate if you just keep in mind while putting the deadlines that most of us are in Middle East, so we'd appreciate if the handing over time or the deadline for any quiz or assignment to be on Friday or after Friday, because this is the only weekend which we have so that we can do the exams or the quiz.
Okay. So you have until 30th of September.
No, I know that I understood for the first quiz, but I'm just to highlight to you to keep in mind in the future quizzes as well.
Okay, so for each quiz, I will open it for 1 week, and you can take it on day 1 or on day 7 if you feel that you are ready. And as I told you, the quizzes are directly from the material that I gave you. And no tricks in the quizzes, because actually I put more emphasis on the assignments, because this is where you write, where you use your critical thinking. So I'm not sure what you are asking. So for the 2 attempts, okay, I'll give you the 2 attempts.
It's the same. It's the same. We are asking for the same. Yes.
For the what?
We are asking for exactly what you are saying, like open for 1 week, and we can take it anytime as per our schedule. That is totally fine.
It is open. If you can see here, am I sharing my screen or not? Yes, I'm sharing my screen. You can see here opens at
No,
open
it's not sharing the Moodles. It's still sharing the slides.
Oh,
Read.
Okay. Okay, because I was showing it here and I thought, okay. Even if I'm not sharing, you have seen it supposedly. So you can see here for week 1, quiz 1, it opens Monday, 23rd of September at 10:52 p.m. EST, and it closes on 30th of September. So you have 1 week. You can take the quiz at any time during that time. The one thing that I will change is that you will have 2 attempts. So we will consider the highest attempt. And I believe I did this in previous classes. Those who took project management and supply chain management, we did the same. So we had these quizzes. It was open for 1 week, so that's why I'm giving you enough time to go and read the material and maybe watch the lecture if you haven't, and then take your first attempt. If you are satisfied with your attempt, that's it. Otherwise, you can take a second one, and we will not take the average. I will take the highest.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, and for the individual case, I will send you the individual cases. Where is it? It's in the outline. Yeah, I will send you the individual cases for each one of you. I will give you a specific organization to work with. No, sorry. For the individual assignment, you will use your own organization or maybe a company that you worked for to create some innovation project proposal. So come up with a new idea or to solve a problem, or maybe to introduce something, and you will create a project proposal. I think this is very good and might help you in your real life. For the group project, I want to divide you into groups. Like every group has 5 or 6 people. The issue here that I need to know your time zones so I can group you according to the time zones, so it will be easier for you to collaborate. And each group, I think we will have like 5 groups. I will give you a company. This company will be listed in the stock market. So you will have enough information. I will use it from North America because I'm 100% sure that companies in North America will have more information listed and available to the public. And in your groups, you will create a research, development, and innovation strategy for the company. Okay, so I will give you more details about this, and I will try to post these early, so you will start on it. Although for the capstone project, it's at the end. We will have the presentations at the end, and for the individual assignment, I believe it's in week 6. So I will post all of this early, so you will have enough time to work on. Any other question?
Doctor, we actually we have colleagues from the same company are on the group. So can we make a group like 4 or 5 from our team to be together?
Yes, that would be better. Yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Last time on WhatsApp, I created like a poll, group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 5, and students selected their groups. It was much easier. I'm not sure if you are on WhatsApp, so we can use it. So we will use the email to do it. So if you have a group of 5 people, you can send me an email and say, okay, this is our group. So maybe this is for all of you. If you have a group of 5 people, send me the names, and we can create a group on Moodle for you.
There is minimum and maximum, or could be 4, 5, 6?
5 to 6. Yes.
Professor, isn't better this to be like randomly made by some application, or you to make this sparing people in groups?
Okay, the tool I have will randomize the group composition, and I don't want random groups.
I don't. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, because sometimes we randomize, so you don't know who you will work with, but because you will collaborate online, and for example,
due to the time zones, I understand.
Yes,
No,
time
because
zones.
I mean, if we need to organize ourselves, maybe will be not best option, and maybe if you like split us into group, will be better option.
Okay, so I don't know if we are on WhatsApp. Are you on WhatsApp? I think last time we had
there is a group in WhatsApp, but we can't share by our comments. It's only for administrators. So I think they can make this poll if you like. Also, what Muhammad Hassan said, that, for example, we are 9 in the same company. So we can make it 2 groups. We can send it. So it's because we are in the same circumstances here, in the same timing, with same time of work, everything are identical for us. It will be much easier than to have. It will be honored to have somebody from other countries or time zones, but it will be difficult to coordinate between us.
Okay, so I will talk to Ahmed or Nada. So we will create these polls for time zones, You can select the time zone you are in. So we will find a way. We will find a way. Last time, as I said, we did it on WhatsApp. So we had a poll, and also there was 2 or 3 from the same company, and they worked together. I believe people from the States and Canada, they worked together. They had 3 hours difference, but it was okay. 3 hours is okay. But 7, 8, and 10, that might be an issue for team meetings and working remotely with each other. So we will find a way. Don't worry. We will find a way. So for those 9 people, you will have 5 in a group, 4 in a group. And what's your time zone? Which country you are in?
We are in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so maybe someone from the Middle East, they will have like 1 or 2 hours time difference. So they can join one of the groups. For the other people, you can also find, so we have some people from the States, we have some people, we have Martin from Georgia. I'm not sure about your time zone, Martin.
I think I have same time zone as Egypt, GMT plus 3.
Okay, perfect. So maybe you can join also the groups from the Middle East.
Yeah, because we're in same time zone. Here it's 8 p.m. I think there it's also 8 p.m.
Okay, so we will find a way. We will find a way. So don't worry. So this week I will work on this grouping, and I will post the details for the individual assignment. I will also post details about the group project. What will be remaining is giving you the company for your group project. So any other question? Any other question?
Excuse me, Mr. Rafat and Mr. Muhammad, could I join the group KSA because I am in Riyadh also?
Yeah, yes, we will work this group thing. I believe the best way is to do it on the WhatsApp. So I will ask the admins to create this poll for you, and you can select your groups. Yeah. Any other question? Perfect. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
So that was fun. Thank you so much. Please read your material before the class. It really helped. And I try to make the reading as compact and short as possible. And of course, in the presentation, I add much more visuals. So it will be helpful for people who are visual learners like me. And I'm looking forward to see you next week. And also, you will get an email for the time and day for our next class, because many people asked to change it from Monday to the weekend. Okay?
Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.